Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Give me one hot second to get my earbuds. What's going on? It's Eric McKinley, Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And if y'all are here tuning in, man, that means that y'all are here to get some of this financial cash flow conversation. So as you jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and state, like it, share it, and tag somebody. I like to get on now early so I can go ahead and get some feed and start sharing it with these groups so it doesn't interfere with the broadcast. But thank you, everybody, like I said, once again, for jumping on. Drop your city and state, like it, share it, and tag somebody. And I'm going to do the same, man. I'm going to tag some people. And I'm going to also tag some groups as well. Got Miss Bertha Winston just jumping on, man, out of the DMV. What's going on, Miss Bertha? How you doing? I think, yeah, you muted. You muted, Miss Bertha.
All right. Better than amazing.
Hey, you had a great day today.
I'm excited.
Had that big old smile on your face, like you had a great day today, man.
Well, you know, a day is a day.
Hey. So we
do what you do.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I said before, you know, ain't no such thing as working up on the wrong side of the bed.
Oh no.
Whoever said that ain't never woke up dead. You know what I'm saying? Nope. Ain't no wrong side of the bed. You up.
You up. You got God woke you up.
God woke us up. We got another chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So got Miss Bertha Winston out the DMV. We're gonna have some conversations about personal finances, man. Specifically, we're talking about continuing our conversation on credit education. So if you have been watching this series for the last, I want to say 5 sessions now, 5 times you've been watching the series, then you already know we got some power hitting information for you. And if you're out there listening and you haven't been tuning in, go back on my business page, National Business Builders, and definitely go back on that page and go back and look at some of the Wednesday and Friday conversations. Every Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm looking down because I'm tagging some people. Every Wednesday and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are talking a cash flow conversation. What does that mean? What does that look like? What am I talking about? I'm talking about people who want to improve their personal finances, but they may or may not know how to get started. They may or may not know how to get started. For those who want to do better, you must have to know better.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
Hey, what's going on? We got Miss Squartina.
For this evening.
We're doing great, man. We got Miss Squartina Trafford on the call. She's coming out of Rocket City. That's what they call it, Alabama, Huntsville.
That's right, Huntsville.
Yeah.
So for those of you who want to do better, before we can do better, we actually have to understand what better looks like. And many of us really don't know what better looks like. I just refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that we are a people that are just subjected to just taking whatever it is that we get. So here we are. Got Miss Helen Kemp out of Fort Washington, Maryland, I believe. Yep. She's on the call. Thank you for jumping on, Miss Helen. Got a couple more people I'm going to tag on this call. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So give me a second. And I want y'all to do the same thing. If y'all see this comes across your timeline, definitely tag someone, like it, share it, tag somebody, and let them know that we talk about this information every Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're having a cash flow conversation, okay? Having a cash flow conversation. So I'm almost done, man. There's a lot of people that had access to this information that I'm sharing. But for one reason or another, it was not, it wasn't exciting enough. I'm not gonna say what people say. They say stuff like, hey, well, you know what? They just not ready. But I don't know anybody who's not ready to experience a better life. Mentally, they may not be ready, but I don't know anybody who's not ready to experience a better life. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the things that we were not taught. And I saw this post. Today, y'all. Somebody posted, they said, stop saying that we were never taught education and taxes and finances, and we never taught financial education, taxes, and money in school. When people give us the opportunity to learn it, we reject it. So hopefully that's not going to be the case this evening. Give y'all a little recap. We've been talking about credit education, and we talked about mindset. That was the first thing we talked about, was mindset. The second thing we talked about was payment history. Payment history makes up 35% of your credit score. That's 192.5 max points. And basically payment history deals with how you dispute it, deals with turning in letters, mailing in letters, and talking about the verification letter, talking about the method of verification, the violation of your rights, and then talking about the intent to litigate. Then we went on and we said, hey, go ahead, if you didn't have one, to go ahead and create a Credit Karma account or a Credit Sesame account, and just look at your credit history, payment history. Okay. Second time, the next day, which was day 3, we talked about credit utilization, and people hype up. excuse me, my sinus has been draining, man. That weather's just about to get ready to be done. I'm glad when that pollen be done, because this stuff is really getting at me.
Me too. Wake up that way.
So yeah, sniffing and nose running and everything, just all the time, man. But the third day we talked about credit utilization. Credit utilization makes up 30% of your credit score. Okay, 30% of your credit score. It's worth 165 max points. Now, credit utilization is the amount of credit that you have extended to you by the creditors versus how much you actually use it. And we're talking about revolving credit right now, especially revolving credit. And a lot of people don't know that you can control 100% of your credit utilization. That's your debt. Yep. You can control how much debt you're in. We just got to have a better understanding of how money works. The call to action for that was, I got to turn this thing off, man. Call to action for that was to write down your debt. That's what he said. Annotate all your debt from the largest debt to the smallest debt, right? That's what we said. Annotate all your debt from largest to the smallest. And then figure out a way to increase your cash flow or your income. Because for those of us who want to get out of debt, we have to have more money, right? You can't get out of debt with the same money that you got into debt with.
That's right.
For example, Miss Bertha making all that money. Cortina making all that money. If they overextend themselves, then that means that's the amount of debt that they created with that amount of income. Excuse me. If they want to get out of debt, that means they have to free up some money. Maybe stop eating out as much. Maybe stop buying shoes and purses. Maybe don't get that new car that you wanted, Miss Bertha.
Man,
maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's stuff we got to do, right? So we have to free up cash so our cash can flow back to us. And that was the action step for that. So debt, organize your debt, from lowest to highest, and then find ways to create more money. Start a business, walk a dog, babysit, I don't know, whatever. So that was day 3.
A lot of things. Day
4, you're getting there. Day 4, we talked about authorized use. We talked about credit history. Okay. Excuse me. Credit history can be the hardest thing to get. We also mentioned that, hey, you know what? If you on the fence and you may come to the point in your life to where you can't pay something, a credit card, don't let it be the one that's got the longest credit history. All right. If you're looking at a credit card with 12 years and you got to make a decision, I'm not going to pay something. Don't let it be that one, because credit can be the hardest thing to get if you don't use some of the strategies that we're talking about. The solution to credit history is an authorized user. You want to get a relative or a friend with a low balance credit card with good spending habits, good financial habits, and you want to ask them to be added as an authorized user.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the call to action. Just know that when you ask someone to become an authorized user, it would be prudent to you to give them a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm repairing my credit. I'm on the verge of repairing and building my credit. It would be very helpful if you would allow me to become an authorized user. I don't want your credit card. I just want your history. And give me 90 days. Give me 90 days for me to get myself together, and you can take me off. That will go a long way. Okay, they go a long way. Now, today, drum roll. Today, y'all, we are on new credit.
New credit.
New credit.
New
That's what we're
credit.
talking about today. New credit. Now, new credit, also known as trade lines. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but they got somebody out there selling trade lines.
Yep.
$300, $400 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing is they're making people authorized users.
Yeah. That's okay. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they're making people authorized. So let's say this, Miss Bertha. I'm struggling with my credit.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, hey, Miss Bertha, can you add me as authorized user?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, sure, Eric, for $300.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave you on there for about 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I chose 60 days is because it could take anywhere between 45 to 60 days for that credit line, that trade line to actually show up on your credit report, depending on when the reporting actually happens. So yeah, people out there selling trade lines, but I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But if I bought 3 trade lines for $300 a piece, that's $900. I could simply take that $900 and pay down some debt.
So you mean to tell me that they have to do it? They do it for each credit bureau?
No, they're not doing it for each credit bureau. But what they're doing is they're trying to get as much history as they can.
So in other words, they're going to guarantee you that your credit score is going to go up.
They can't do that.
Okay.
But some of them do. Some of them do. And that's good, Miss Bertha. Some of them do. So check it out. That was good. That was good. You almost caught me. But see, you know what? That's what they're led to believe.
Yeah.
They're led to believe that, okay, so remember, we covered 3 out of the 5 parts of our credit.
Right.
Payment history, credit utilization, credit history, or length of credit history, and now we talk about new credit.
Right.
Well, if you working all those in concert, then yes, it's gonna go up.
Right.
But you can't guarantee somebody that if they you can, but it's not business. Like I wouldn't do that, but you can't guarantee it though. But that's see, remember this is credit repair.
Yeah, it does.
This is what people think credit repair is. I saw that today too.
It ain't.
It's not.
It's not.
It's gonna go up and down. So no, they definitely may make some strong suggestions that the credit score is gonna go up. But remember, and I'm gonna show my screen real quick because I want y'all to see this too. See, what people don't know is what's hurting us. What we don't know is really what's hurting us, okay? And I'm gonna share this with you because here's the deal. When you don't know something, you can be led to believe anything. I'll say that again, just in case somebody in the back missed it. If they wasn't listening because they was back there in the kitchen in them pots, you know what I'm saying? When we don't know something, people kind of lead us to believe that the sky is blue because it looks blue. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The sky is actually purple. Do your research. I'm a bit of a nerd, you know. I'm a bit of a nerd, but you know, the whole idea is just because they say it is, that doesn't mean it is. We still have to do our research and we have to check. And a lot of people don't want to check. They just want to trust, but not verify. So question everything, okay? Question everything. So here I go. Let me see what we're working with. And I want y'all to pay attention to this, y'all, because we're on day 4. day 4, actually day 5, but we're on section 4 of our credit education. Remember, I didn't say credit repair, I said credit education. Because even though this can and will lead to you repairing and building repairing your credit, you also want to be able to be educated so you can build it and so you can maintain it. So you can't fix your credit if you don't know what's broke. You can't fix your credit if you don't know how I got there in the first place, right? So here we're talking about new credit, rebuilding trust using new credit. So one of the best ways to cover up a negative is with a whole bunch of positives. So here we go again, Ms. Bertha.
Yeah.
Why did they get 3 trade lines instead of just 1? Because they're looking for a whole bunch of positives.
Okay.
It looks good. See, you one day you have no payment, no credit history, and you don't have any new trade lines, and all of a sudden you got trade lines popping up, pop. Well, that's gonna look good on your credit report. Okay. Until you don't do anything with it. Until you don't do anything with it, until you don't have the education to understand how to maintain it, to build it, to grow it. See, we you know for a fact though, Ms. Bertha, Fortina, we live in a microwave society. Even Ms. Bertha, even the baby boomers. Yeah. Now I can understand the baby boomers having a microwave personality or mentality because they're on the other side. Y'all trying to get stuff done now. Right. So I can appreciate and respect that. But see these young people, these X's and Y's and Z's and millennials and all those, they want it right now. They want it right now. You know, so you got to be careful with that. New credit allows you to prove that you have changed. Remember, your credit score, your credit report is your report card, right, Ms. Burke? That's right. The adult report card. The adult report card. Now, y'all went to school because they told you had to. But how many people you think would have went to school if they didn't have to go? A lot of them. I know my son. Hey, this one over here too. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing: your credit score, your report is your adult report card. How responsible you've been with your credit shows lenders how responsible you're going to be with their money and what type of risk you are. Okay, trust is going to be gained slowly over time. Notice that last part, over time. So it took you 20 years to mess your credit up. Don't think that you're going to fix it in 90 days. Nope. Anybody who gets their credit repaired in 90 days, it's a facade. They're masking their credit. Yeah. Because as soon as you take that mask off, they're going to see how ugly that credit report is. So creditors want to see you as a customer. They want you as a customer, but they want to see how you're going to handle your finances since you changed. Okay. So let's talk about new credit. What we're going to do right here is we're going to address everything, the whole score. Now remember, if y'all been watching, y'all already know. Let me see what we got on this call. We got Miss Lisa Nixon, Miss Helen Kemp, Miss Simone Higginbotham. We got Miss Loretta Rayford Lindley, and we got Miss Valerie Norfolk. Thank y'all for jumping on. So we address the whole score. The credit score ranges from 300 to 850. No, I got 0, so don't worry about me. From 300 to 850. That means the lowest it could be is 300. 850 is the highest. That means in between, there's 550 available points. Now, here's the deal. New credit is 10% of your credit score. So that's 55 points that you can acquire right there. But you got to be careful of too many inquiries. Got to be careful of too many inquiries. Yeah. It could be hard. It could be hard to get if your history is bad. And if you need new credit, you might have to get some money. So I want to talk about this one. Okay. No, really the only thing I want to talk about is this. I want to bring this up to y'all. And if y'all out there looking and listening, if you have opportunity to do so, I want everybody to tell me if you want to participate. If I looked at somebody's credit report and I saw a whole bunch of inquiries on there, and I'm a lender, what does that say to me as a lender?
They don't want to do business with you.
They don't want to do business with you. But what does that say? If you see someone that has a lot of credit inquiries on their credit report, I'm talking about either in one day or back to back, or we can do the 30-day point. Somebody buying a vehicle, they got at least 30 days. It should just be one. So we got to clean it up sometimes because it has more than one. You don't, somebody hit their credit, they go and try to get a car or even a home. But let's say they got their credit checked in June, then in July, then August, and then September came. They skipped September, but in October, they hit it again. That shows lenders a sign that this person is desperate. They're desperate to get credit.
Okay.
And if they're desperate to get credit, we need to ask now, what do they need credit for?
Yeah.
Why are they so in a hurry? Why are they so desperate to get credit? It looks bad. And it looks like they're going to be unreliable.
Yeah.
The only reason why it looks like it's going to be unreliable because we know credit inquiries bring your credit report down. Your score down.
Sure does.
So it's also someone who's not educated on credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
If y'all out there listening, if you got too many inquiries, you probably say, well, you know what? I was trying to buy a car. And while I was trying to buy that car, 5 things popped up all at once the same day. Well, that can be disputed. That could actually be disputed because it was one check, but they sent a blast out to several creditors trying to get you approved. So that's actually one time. So that can actually be disputed. But if you're talking to me in January, and then you come back and talk to me in February, that's going to be 2 hits because remember, credit inquiries are removed every 2 years.
Yeah, man. Woo.
I'm going to go even further than that. Let me stop this shit.
That's not even fair.
They ain't fair. I'm going to tell you what's not.
That ain't even fair.
I'm going to tell you what's not fair and what's not fair. Somebody said, I got to get on one of my other pages because somebody said you've been shopping around and the credit is not the best. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your credit ain't the best. You shopping around. Well, you ain't really shopping around. You begging at this point. At this point, somebody begging. You know what I'm saying? I just, I gotta keep it real, man. At this point, you beg. Who was that? Who made that comment? That was Sameen. Hey, Sameen, how you doing?
Please let me in, right?
Yeah, she knows. She telling the truth. So check it out. Miss Loretta said she's experienced this in the past and she's learned. You know what? That's the thing, and I'm glad you said
we all done experienced that.
We experienced it, but everybody ain't learned because there's a lot of people out there that's still rolling the dice, right? Hey, Miss Bertha told me no, I can't borrow no money, so I'm gonna go to 14. Hey, the answer's still gonna be no because your credit score is not where it needs to be. Your report or your score. So that's a reflection of you not understanding how credit works, and also it looks like a sign of desperation. Yeah. Something else I was gonna say. Yeah, they drop off every 2 years. So, and I'll be transparent. I just got a vehicle 2 years ago, and I got 3 that's gonna drop off.
Inquiries
simultaneously.
Okay.
Ooh. So I'm gonna have 2. I'm gonna have 2 inquiries. That's it.
That's coming off.
That I got 3 coming off, but I'm just have when it's left. I'm just gonna have 2.
Okay, got you.
Because if you look at the gap, it lets you know what is not acceptable. Okay. Right, from this number to this number. So another thing, if you buy a car, somebody ain't gonna like this, but I got to say it. Okay, credit inquiries drop off every 2 years. But if you buying a car every 3 years. Don't you know that you're gonna always have a lot of credit inquiries? If you buy, if you make a purchase of new furniture and you do it on credit every 2 years, every 3 years, that's gonna show up. If you make purchases every 2 to 3 years, your credit is gonna keep on having those inquiries. and literally, an inquiry can cost you 5 points.
Yeah, because it's a hard inquiry.
It's a hard inquiry. It ain't a soft pull. It's a hard pull. And you run around here and got 15 inquiries.
About 30
15.
points.
Yeah, do the math. 15 times 5 is not 30. That's 75.
75 points.
75 points.
That's a
And
lot.
then we're gonna go to a credit repair specialist, and they're gonna dispute those inquiries. Some of them might come out, some of them may not.
Yeah.
But now, if you do what you're supposed to do, you can save that energy for something else. You can put that stamp on someone else. You can save them stamps, inquiries. I mean, you can say that for somebody else.
That's
so,
right.
And yeah, I need them all too. That's why I'm glad when them 3 coming off. When they come off, I need them points. So I just wanted to share that with you. We make irresponsible purchases. I was just in Cleveland. I stopped by Columbus, and I saw Pastor Greg, and I saw Miss Carolyn while I was up there. We stopped for a little while, and she made a profound statement, and I don't want to mess it up, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna say it. She has learned not to buy things that she don't need,
right?
Just because she wants them. In so many words, she said
that. Right. Yeah, me too.
That's a discipline.
Yeah, it is.
That's a real challenging discipline, especially when we are taught consumer language.
Yeah.
We're taught to speak consumer talk. Have you ever talked to somebody as a business owner, that the business owner that you are now, and that may be your friend, your associate, and you having a conversation with them, and you talking producer talk, and they talking consumer talk, and it just don't mesh. It just don't. It's like y'all just keep missing each other because y'all talking 2 different languages.
Right.
Well, that's we're taught to speak not sales talk, buyers talk.
Yeah.
And salespeople are taught to talk sellers talk. So there's a difference between being a consumer and a producer. So we got to understand to be more responsible about that. Okay, got to be more responsible with that. So this is gonna be a short one tonight, y'all. So let me go ahead and get back to this new credit because I want y'all to see all of this. Let's see. Okay, so this is where we were. So it can be hard. New credit can be hard to get if your history is bad and you have you might have to require some money. So here's some things. Here's some solutions to new credit. A lot of y'all probably heard of this. I know most people who have bad credit has heard of it. A secure credit card. Now, a secure credit card is not necessarily just for somebody who has bad or challenging credit, but it could also be for someone who doesn't have any credit. A secure credit card, you basically get with a banking system, all right? And you want to do some shopping around, and you want to ask them what their rates are, and if they're required to do anything like pay annual fees and stuff like that before you just jump into bed with somebody, all right? But you're going to deposit some money, and they're going to let you use their POS system, the processing system, and then they're going to build your credit up from that. Now, a lot of banks, after a certain time, they turn that secure credit card into a non-secure credit card. Okay. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Basically, cash deposit. Use that card and pay the balances off frequently. I'm gonna say this again for the people who ain't listening. Might be listening. Use the card and then pay the balances off frequently. Don't make a balance or charge on it more than you can actually afford to pay it back off within the next cycle or even before the next cycle. That's not wise because we're using this to build our credit. We're not using it because we just got another card. Okay, we don't want to do that. All right. Then you want to watch your credit utilization. Keep it in the single digits. Yeah. I didn't say double, single. Imagine somebody getting a secure credit card, and the only thing they would let them get is a $300 secure credit card. Now, in order to keep that in the single digits, 10% of 300 is $30. So that means you can't really charge. You don't really want to go over $15 on that card carrying that balance. So you're talking about $20 maybe. Okay, $20. So Ms. Loretta said she went from no credit college living, then lived as cash is king because no credit history. And she said she paid the price. She learned. Hey, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That transparency, because a lot of people don't want to share.
Mm-hmm.
We hear people say stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you was on the last call, but people say, well, you know what? I'm just going to pay cash for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do that with your house. Let me see how that work out with you. If you can do it, that's great. But you're going to need some credit. You're going to need it, okay? You're going to need credit. Beware of credit cards for annual fees. I said that, and high interest rates. Now, check this out. As a secure credit card, you're going to get some high interest rates. The lowest you may be able to get is like 24.5. But get the lowest one. So you got to do some shopping around, okay? Then you got the credit rebuilder loan. Now, this is smooth right here. This is smooth. There's a lot of people out here doing it. Self-lenders doing it. There's a lot of people out here doing it. Basically, what happens is this. A bank is going to offer this. So just because you bank with the bank, that don't mean that's the bank you should do yourself build a loan with, or your credit builder loan. You want to go with someone who is going to give you some good rates, who's going to give you a good solution, so to say, okay? Good solution. Put that money, they're going to put that money in a CD. So let's say you ask them to do it, or do they do it? They say, yeah, we do it. They say, well, listen, we need $1,000. You give them $1,000. They're going to put that $1,000 in a certificate of deposit. And then they're going to use that CD, your money, against the loan. So you basically got to pay for your money back. I know it sounds crazy, but when you got bad credit, you got to do stuff like this. Yeah. You have to give them the money. They're going to put it in a CD. And I'm saying it right, but I'm saying it incorrectly. So basically what happens is they're going to loan you the money, okay? But they're not going to give it to you. So let's say this. I got $1,000. I'm the bank. I got $1,000, and you want to rebuild a loan. I'm going to take this $1,000, and I'm going to say, hey, here you go. Here's your $1,000. Oops, give it back. I'm going to take this money from you, and I'm going to put it in a CD. Now, in order for you to get this money, you got to pay this $1,000 off monthly, whatever the monthly payment is. So technically, yeah, they're giving you the money, just not giving you the access to it. Once you pay the loan off, you're good. The CD gonna be frozen until the balance is paid. Once it's paid off, then you're gonna be able to get the loan, get the money. Okay. Now what happens is you have an emergency fund. You got a heads up. You got cash flow. So let's talk about day 4
So
action
can they
step.
pay it off early?
Go ahead. Well, you know what? That's a good question. Let me get out of that. That's a good question. They can pay it off early, but I wouldn't.
Yeah. At least
and
12
the reason
months.
why, the reason why I wouldn't pay it off early is because two things. You're trying to get credit history,
right?
And you're trying to get new credit,
right?
So if you pay it off early, it kind of defeats the purpose.
Exactly.
Now, the reason why I want
somebody may want to know that.
You know, that's a great question. That's a great question because it's going to take at least, listen to this, y'all, at least 6 months to build your strong credit profile, that history. Yeah. At least 6 months. So you want that 6 months. So if it's $60 or $50, let's say it's $50 a month for 2 years. I get it. I understand.
Right.
But once you've gone 18 months, then you might want to pay it off. But you know, whatever the rates are, you know, maybe $75 for 12 months, and it has interest on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna pay them interest. They ain't gonna just give you the money for nothing.
Yeah, because if you want to build up some credit, if you want to build some credit, if you want to build up some credit, you at least need 6 months to a year. I would think
at least 6 months to a year. You do, and I'm gonna tell you something. We run around here a lot of times. We're so much in a hurry. We're so much in a hurry to get it done. But if we were getting it done right the first time, we wouldn't have to be in a hurry the second time.
That's true. Yeah.
So this is a second chance to get it right this time.
Yeah.
So for all you people out there who are concerned or have credit concerns, make sure you get back with the individual that shared this information with you, so you can actually understand the credit education part. And some people may not want to be educated. If that's you, I ain't talking to you. If you don't want to be educated, we're not talking to you. We're talking to only the people that want to be educated. If you're looking for a quick fix, Hey, they out there selling trade lines. You know what I'm saying? They'll mask your credit and they'll charge you for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She said, I'm not trying to, she said, yes, not trying to be on the remedial. Yeah, you know what? Listen, I know a lot of kids when I was growing up, they got held back in school.
Yeah. Remedial
They
class.
got held, yeah, they got held back too. They fourth grade, fifth grade. Matter of fact, some first graders, you know, they had some big first graders in there. They should have been in second grade. all because no, I'm kindergarten. Yeah, you know, you didn't know your left and your right hand. You know what I'm saying? That was almost me. You know, I was mad. I colored it pretty, but I did the wrong side. But you got to think about it. When we in a hurry to do stuff, we just end up doing it over and over again. And that's really not what we want, because that's why many of us, to include myself, are in the situation right now. If my credit was stellar before having this conversation, I wouldn't be talking to y'all. I wouldn't have seen the need to share this information with people, because I'd have just went about on my way and not really even, you know, being worried about it. But because my credit was a challenge as well, my credit was very challenging, and I had to learn. But we don't want to keep on doing things over and over again. Like I said, for those of you who are looking for education, so you can actually learn how to repair it, rebuild it, and maintain it, this is for you. If you're that person that say, you know what, hey, just fix my credit, I'm good. Well, we'll see you in 18 to 24 months. In the remedial class, because it's gonna happen again. I promise you, it's gonna happen again. Let's get to this. That was a good question, Ms. Burton, and that's why you don't want to rush to pay it off. Build that history, okay? So give me a second. Slideshow. Okay, so day step action 4. So you already got your Credit Karma or your Credit Sesame account set up. You already have looked at your credit report. You already actually identified your debt, and you chronologically put your debt in chronological order from lowest to smallest. Lowest to highest, excuse me, smallest to biggest. And then you asked someone to become an authorized user. So you're working 3 out of the 4 steps. Today, you want to inquire about credit qualifications. You can go to bankrate.com, and I'm going to tell you right now, the interest rates are so low that I'm talking about what we're getting. You're not going to get the best of anything, but go to bankrate.com and you want to check out secured credit cards. And you want to ask those questions. Look for a card with no annual fee. And you want to see if you can get the interest rates less than 25%. They're out there. Even at 24.99, that's still less than 25. Okay. You also want to make sure you call the credit card company and ask them what's the process of being approved. What do I mean? Hey, if your credit's in the dump, or if you need, you know, if it got to be, you need $500 and you only have 3, of course you can't get the card. You know, you also want to ask them, can that card be switched over to a non-secure after a certain amount of time? Okay. And then once again, check with the local bank / credit unions and ask about the credit rebuilding loan. So these are your action steps for the new credit. Go to Bankrate and check out the secure credit cards. Look for a card with no annual fees and interest rates that are less than 25%. Okay. Then you want to call the credit card company and ask them about the approval process, and also check with local banks and credit unions and ask about the credit rebuilder loan. So here's the deal, y'all. We've been doing this now. This is our last. We got one more after this. This is going to be our last one after this on credit. And I hope you found some value in what you saw, what you've been seeing. If you have not seen all of the credit education presentations or information, go to my page, National Business Builders, and you can just scroll until you find it, or you can search or whatever, and it's going to be credit education. Also, you can get back with one of the individuals that may have tagged you and see on their page as well, because I tagged them. The whole idea is this. We know that credit is important. We know it's important. You know, cash is king, but credit rules the kingdom. Cash is king, but credit helps you get it. I don't know a lot of people that's available or able, to buy a car cash money.
That's right.
I don't know a lot of people that's able to buy a house cash money. I don't know a lot of people who's able to write a check for their kids to go to college. I don't know a lot of people who's able to furnish their entire house cash money. So when people tell you they buy everything cash, you just look around and see what they got. And I'm not saying that having credit installments means you have more. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when you start talking to people saying, well, you know what? I don't use credit. And they don't have a pot to go to the bathroom in or a window to throw it out of. You got to ask yourself, do I really want to listen to those people? Once you understand how credit works and how valuable it is, you can learn how to leverage credit to build wealth and to increase your cash flow. That's the whole conversation. This is cash flow conversation. It goes back to increasing your cash flow. How can better credit increase your cash flow? Anybody? Y'all want to tackle that? How can better credit increase your cash flow?
It can increase your cash flow because when you go to get things on credit, you're going to get a better interest rate. So you're not going to get that higher interest rate. It's going to save you money. So that keeps money in your pocket.
It keeps money in your pocket. So check this out. Interest. And I learned this when I first came in, Ms. Burke. Interest is the penalty that you're going to pay for the right to own something in advance that you can't afford right now. So I'm going to say it slow.
Say it slow.
So everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
You will not get a loan without paying interest.
No kind.
Interest is a penalty.
It's a penalty
that we have to pay for the right to own something that we can't afford right now.
That's right.
And buying a car, financing a car, is not a good example of what I'm talking about. But credit card debt, living off of our credit cards, purchasing our clothes, purchasing food, going to restaurants and not being able to control it. You're right. Credit is a pimp, and it will pimp us out if we allow it to pimp us out. It will.
That's a new one.
Yeah. So when we don't understand credit and that credit don't ride by itself, credit rides with interest.
It does.
It runs with debt too.
Yeah.
All three of them run the same circle.
Yeah.
And we have to understand that if we cannot afford it, maybe we don't need to get it right now.
Exactly.
That's true. That's right. That's right.
Maybe we don't need to get it right now. So, when you start looking at how credit affects our lives, a 520 credit score doesn't mean that you won't be able to finance a vehicle. This means you're going to finance a vehicle at a higher interest rate.
Higher interest rate, correct.
You could get what you want.
Yeah, you're going to pay for it. You go, and I've done that. I've paid for it dearly.
We all have.
You're going to pay for it 3 times, 4 times, sometimes 5 times.
You're going to pay.
You're going to pay.
You're going to pay.
So we're not going to stay on the call. What I want to do is I want to do a round robin with everything that we've done this far. So Miss Cortina, if somebody was out there listening on your timeline and they saw this pop across their timeline, they said, oh, credit education, what would you share with them? What would you leave with them?
What I would leave with them is basically take a look at the whole makeup of how credit works. Being transparent, I was dumb to the fact. I didn't know. I had okay credit. I mean, I was in the 700s. I mean, I'm in the 700s, but I didn't know how it was comprised. So I didn't know all the factors that was involved with my credit score. So I would tell everybody, even if you think you have good credit, or even if you got good credit, Take a look at your credit and learn how it works. And then, like we're having this conversation now, take a look at your lifestyle. The whole conversation is about really too, yes, about credit, but also finding ways to keep more of your money in your pocket. Make a decision if you really need the things that you are buying and the things that you're putting on credit. So take a look at that as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
Hey, that was awesome, because there's people who are financing their lives on credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, especially young kids in college, they don't really know how credit works.
Mm-hmm.
So they go from admissions to getting into college and all that stuff, and then right down the line, they let these Visa and MasterCards coming in.
Yeah.
And it was seem to me, just to me, that if people would, I need y'all to understand this. I get it. Go to school. You want to get a good degree so you can earn some good money. I got it. I understand. But I know several people who ain't finished a lick of school, and they're making great money. And they learn how to keep it.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you not to go to school, but I want you to think about the system and how it's set up, Ms. Bertha.
Yeah, that's right.
I get into school and I'm signing in.
Mm-hmm.
And then they actually telling me to go check these people out.
Yeah, right there.
I'm 18 years old.
They gonna do it.
I'm 17 years old. I'm fresh out of high school.
Man.
As a matter of fact, I'm from the country.
That's the wrong thing to do.
You telling me I got money on this money?
They're gonna just swipe
until they can't swipe no more.
Mm-hmm.
Until they get
going all
denied.
the way to the limit. It's going all the way to the limit within a month.
So I want people, Ms. Bertha, to kind of think about when we putting our kids in front of these situations. You can tell your kids all day long not to do something. Train a child in the way that they should go. They may slide. They're gonna come back. See, what's happening is we had a lot of people that was trained in the way that they should go.
Mm-hmm.
They came back. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be 40, 50 coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's help them out now.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Let's help them out now. So, they got that thing lined up, and it's a business.
Yeah.
They're all in business together.
They're in business, Mm-hmm.
So, Ms. Bertha.
Their credit probably jacked up too.
They probably is, but they selling it though. They selling it like it's green, like it's the best thing since spinach. So you got some baby boomers on your timeline.
Yeah.
You got some people that's saying, hey, girl, listen, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you in business like this. You always out here doing this and that. And you just encouraging them and you telling them, hey, you know what, you can do it too. It's not too late. Because you got started later on in life as well.
Sure.
So they looking at you and they're just not believing that they can do it. What would you leave with your audience, Ms. Bertha?
Oh, okay. I would say that if you're out there, whatever age you are, you could start now, today, not tomorrow. The education is phenomenal. When you get educated on something, then you're responsible. You're the only responsible person. What you don't know, they say don't hurt, but it does. But once you know a thing, then you're responsible for carrying it out. So I didn't have all this education about finances. I didn't have all this education about credit. But once I got a hold of it, it started changing my mindset. So first you got to change your mindset. First, it got to be something that you want to do. Can't nobody force you to do it. You are in control. If this is something you know you need to do, and then you make them in your mind, this is what I'm going to do, you'll do it. Mm-hmm. It was something that I needed to do, not for nobody else, for me. Because I'm the one who financed it was, So I would say take the advice and use the education to your benefit. It's free education. They're not teaching it everywhere. They're not teaching it in every business. They're not even teaching it in school. And that's where it needs to be taught. But we come here every Wednesday and every Friday to educate you because we are the product of the product. We've been there, done that. So we know how you feel. We know what it looked like because we were there. But we made a conscious decision that we was going to change our life forever.
Mhm.
And so that's what I've done. I've changed my mindset. I've changed my financial uh, portfolio. I want to be wealthy, not rich. I want to be wealthy. I want to be able to, if I want to buy something, I can. And I can buy cash if I want to. Or if I want to use the card, I got sense enough and I have the education that, okay, I don't want to pay interest. So within that 30 days, I'm going to pay it off. So this is the education that we are getting. We're saying it's not wrong to have a credit card, but you have to use discipline with it. And you are going to pay the penalty. You're definitely going to pay the interest if you don't pay it off. So be wise. Be wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. Think about what you do before you do it. Before you go buy that Gucci purse or that Dunkberry, whatever they call them, all them high name brand outfits and what have you. Ask yourself first, do I need it or do I just want it? There's a rule they say if you go in the store and you see something that you want, don't buy it the first time.
Mhm.
Go back the second time and see if you still want to buy it. By the third time, you ain't going back because you know you don't need it.
So you talking about psyching? You talking about
Yeah,
psyching yourself out?
That's right. I mean, you really got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to talk to yourself. You really do. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I just want to encourage you guys. I'm excited about the education that we've been teaching and the education that I've learned. And we want you to win. That's the bottom line. We want you to win. And you can win, but you got to change your habits. You got to change your mindset. And when you do those things, you're going to be on your way to wealth.
Yeah.
I didn't say rich. I said on your way to wealth. That's all I have to say.
You know, Miss Bertha, that was an earful, and you dropped some great jewels. Only a wise person can do that. I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't ready to fix my credit. Okay, I ain't ready. I'm not ready to fix my credit. I heard what you said, and it made a lot of sense, but I'm just not ready.
Yeah.
When you find or run into a personality that says that they're just not ready, and I want everybody to hear this. I am not the know-all, do-all, and I'm very animated. I like to have fun, y'all.
Yeah.
If not, because making money, earning money, building wealth is fun.
It is.
Really but what the next thing I'm gonna say something. The next thing I'm gonna say, it ain't gonna be fun for everybody. It's not. This thing coming out of my mouth just right now, Miss Bertha, it ain't gonna be fun for everybody. Okay. The reason why people they say that they're not ready,
mm-hmm.
or they think that they're good, is because, and this is what I've learned, just my opinion, because it causes you to take a look at the man or the woman in the mirror.
Yeah, it does.
And if I say that I did not do the right thing, if I made a poor choice,
mm-hmm.
it comes back and it makes me look at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be wrong.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm making $100,000+ a year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need your advice, Eric.
Wow.
I don't need your advice. I'm doing well.
But how much are you keeping, right?
That ain't important because I can go work overtime if I want more money. That's the mindset
And be
of
tax
personalities,
okay.
and be taxed and keep on getting taxed. See,
Yeah.
two jobs for two
Yeah.
people, bad credit will keep you in debt.
It will.
It will steal your wealth.
Yeah.
And for people who already know, we're not talking to that personality.
Right.
We're only talking to personalities who don't know, who aren't sure, and who are looking for something better. That's it.
That's right.
So if you've heard this information over the last 5 days, and you said, well, you know what, they got something going on here. You know, I think I'm ready to take the step to get myself together. Then you definitely need to go ahead and don't go back to the store and see if you want that again. You need to go ahead and take care of that right now. Take that step because we're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Our credit ain't gonna fix itself. It ain't gonna repair itself. And if we don't look at our credit report, it ain't gonna go up.
That's
if I don't look at it, it's gonna go up. No, that don't work like that.
No, it don't.
Things fall off, but if you don't replace the bad things with new things, that's why a lot of people are struggling out there in the credit repair world because they don't know the first 4 steps that we've shown.
Yeah.
So whether you decide to get started with your credit or get started with your finances as a whole, because I encourage everyone to get this financial education and get started with their finances, because credit is just one small part of our finances. Although it be important, it's a small part. The biggest part of our finances,
it really
mindset.
It really. And think about the interest that you're paying. You could be putting that in an emergency fund.
Did you know this? Did you know this? These are my closings anyway. I'm closing right now anyway. This is what I've been doing. Did you know that over a lifetime, somebody can actually have paid $200,000 to $300,000 in interest?
Yeah, easily
on their house. So you're talking about $500,000 in interest from age 25 to age 65. Now I don't know how important your money is to you, but if you are in that boat, there's some things we can show you to help you out. That's all we're saying.
That's all we're saying.
Now, unless you just like giving your money to the government and to debt and to creditors and to big business, and unless you like, if you're cool with it, I'm cool with it too. But we looking for people who are looking for us that's ready to make a change in their lives, so they don't pass the same bad choices down to their seeds and their grandchildren.
That's
you know,
right.
that's what we're looking for. So
it's been
great, ladies.
Let me drop this testimony.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. We got some time. A lot of time.
So by working these strategies,
okay.
I've been doing this for 8 years now. So I've been plugging. And you know, one of the first 2 things we talk about is getting your emergency fund and adjusting your W-4. So I did do that. I adjusted the W-4 and brought back quite a bit. I'll say about $800 a month. But then I started doing the emergency fund first before I started investing. So I did that and built it up to a sizable amount of money. So this week, I were able to have a debt built on my house and paid cash for it. CASH, cash. Monday.
I'm gonna tell you, somebody gonna say it do, but it don't get no better than that. It doesn't get any better than that. All because you took your time, you used some strategies, you shifted the way you thought about money, you started building wealth instead of building somebody else's wealth, and you started shifting that money back into your household.
Yeah.
If it can happen to you or for you, it happen for anybody.
Yeah. It all depends
awesome
on what you do.
That's awesome.
Strategies. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you know, I want to see some pictures of that debt.
He's sitting out there right now.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I I seen him go back there.
Yeah, you went right on out there.
And this is the thing, you know, at the end of the day, y'all, it's not about having a whole bunch of material things.
It's not.
It's not. Financial freedom doesn't mean you're a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, it
You
does.
can be financially free without being that.
Right.
But
exactly.
the opposite of financial freedom is poverty. And I said this morning. Poverty don't care who it talk to.
Nope.
Poverty doesn't have a preference.
Nope.
So we can't have a poverty mindset and think that we're going to be able to build wealth.
That's right.
So with that being said, I appreciate you ladies for hanging out with me. Y'all could have been doing anything else, but we knocking this thing out. And you know, I get it. A lot of people got a lot of things going on. So if y'all happen to see this at a later date, somebody, you know, shares it with you, you sit on this timeline, get with them and say, hey, listen, how can I improve myself?
Yeah.
And that's how we change a little bit at a time.
That's right.
Just a little bit at a time. We don't eat the whole pie. We just eat a little bit at a time until we actually start making some progress. So this is Cash Flow Conversation with Miss Quartina Trafford. It's Bertha Winston and yours truly, Eric McKinley. And we're signing off. Like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge.
That's right.
Like it, share it, tag somebody. We'll be back on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about the final step to credit education. We're going to have something for you as well, but get with us. Get with us. Keep hanging in there. Keep plugging in and keep seeing this information, and it's going to stick and stay. We'll see y'all at the top.
Too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.
Peace out.
All right. Y'all have a good day tomorrow.